Okay. First of all, let me say thank you very much for everybody's patience and appreciate all the hard work that has gone in with this committee and the things that they have done. We'll get started. It's late in the evening. And with that, would you call the roll, please?
Senator Albritton, Senator Beasley, Senator Bell, Senator Elliott, Senator Gudger, Senator Jones, Senator Livingston,
Here.
Senator Price,
Here.
Senator Sessions, Senator Singleton, Senator Smitherman,
Here.
Senator Stewart.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. So we get started. If we would, just go ahead and call the first bill up, please.
HB 151 by Representative Blackshear.
Call on
Me.
the Mr. Chairman in this deal as far as this committee, as far as this bill is concerned, and appreciate the work that you've done.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the recognition. I know we've been here a lot. You guys have been here back and forth. I appreciate your patience with us. We have before us two bills that reflect a major manufacturing of sausage that has not been easy. As y'all recall, we had beginning of a meeting, I think that was last week, wasn't it? Yeah. And we were working feverishly on trying to develop a consensus. Since that time, we've gone through 2 or 3 different versions, the latest of which was earlier today. Excuse me. We worked on this. We've exchanged information and versions and language throughout the weekend, interrupting church services, domestic life, and other matters to make this come to pass. We met today, and we had other gatherings, and some of which were, I will term, adult in nature, and we have put some things together, and we think we have a consensus here. So if I might, I'll explain first the 151, which is the constitutional amendment. And then we have 152, which will be called up secondly, and that's the larger one. That is the enabling. First off, let me say that what we've accomplished here, I think, from this consensus is that we have adopted a bill or a package that will actually take the industry of gambling, which we term it in this as gambling, and we've had the state capture this industry for the most part. We've also capped it, which means that we have, in this package, we've stopped the growth. We are preventing any advancement or any local CA or any other local law from establishing any type of activity within the state any further. We've also taken control of this. We have and are establishing under this package an enforcement division under a gambling commission that will be and have the authority to enforce this strongly without political interference. We've also established a means to tax this and to collect the taxes that's owed. You'll see that we have established in the CA, in the bill that's before us now, a range of taxation. And we have that range of between 24 and 32% of taxation of the transactions going on in the gambling. Now, this will, of course, will apply to all those that are existing. We do not create any new facilities at all. What we're doing under this package is that we are identifying clearly those that are existing and limiting those to their locations as they exist today or upon passage. We've also taken, so that we can advance or equal the playing field, Right now, as you know, we have a number of CAs and other statutes that establish parimutuel. We also have electronic bingo in several places. We have paper in one place. We even have media bingo in another place, and we don't know what that means. Well, with those, what we've taken, and we're going to equalize the gaming there all to parimutuel gaming, dealing with parimutuels, horse and dog racing, simulcasts, and the electronic playing of those races. But further than that, what we're doing as a means of controlling is we are eliminating electronic bingo at those sites also. Some are getting boosted to a particular level, others are getting reduced to a particular level so that we can enforce and know what's going on anywhere. We've also, as I mentioned, set up a means so that we can collect the taxes on that. That is the CA. I think that's all I need to give on that unless we have questions, Mr. Chair.
Do we have any questions at this time?
If I have no questions, I'd move a favorable report.
Get a motion to adopt.
Second.
Second. Any additional, Senator?
I would just tell, I guess, the chairman emeritus of this committee, which is the chairman of the general fund, that I would like to have further dialogue with you
Certainly.
regarding this.
Be happy to. Always love to talk to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
After today, it'd probably be a pleasure.
Senator Dale?
Online, I guess, and maybe it's me going through it real quick. I'm trying to skip. Line 229. Can you tell me what the gambling proceeds fund is and what that is? And the CA.
Give me just a moment.
Explain that. That's my language.
Is that your language?
Yes. 229?
Yes.
Yes, I wanted that in there. This has to deal with winnings. So basically, anything $500 and over, that's captured on the front end before they get the payment. In lieu of income tax, gaming proceeds are withheld at a rate of 7% before they take home the payout, $500 or over.
Who administers the gambling proceeds fund, I guess? Is that going to the general?
So it's under the full, what is it called? The gambling
No, it'd be
proceeds?
gambling proceeds action. It'd still be under the gaming fund that's set up.
And that's,
Does that go back to pay the expenses for the I'm just to pay expenses for the gaming commission, or where does that?
Now, you'll see this further in the enabling as to the dispersal of that, yes. There's a split out on that.
So there's an earmark?
Yes.
Okay, just not against you, but any earmarks, I'm just going to be a no. I mean, I just,
I follow you. I understand. Good question. Any other questions?
Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
I have a question on page 6, line 160. And forgive me, I'm just trying to read this and compare this to other things in a real quick hurry here. But this says all proceeds generated for deposit into the gambling proceeds fund through March 30th, 2029 shall be appropriated by the legislature through an independent supplemental appropriation in the same manner as the annual state general fund appropriation bill for ongoing capital improvement projects. Is any of this going to education?
If you will look further down on the next page, on page, lines 172 through 175, I think that'll answer your question. Actually, line 173.
Okay, but not until after 2009?
Correct, 29.
29,
Yeah,
2029.
Exactly.
This is all going to the general fund until 2029?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we have a, a motion and a second. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Of course, I just want to follow here. You're saying, so all of the proceeds will go to general fund for the first 3 years or so?
That, 3.5 years, I think.
3.5 years.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And then thereafter?
And
be
then thereafter
prorated
split into
third and
third.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any additional questions? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second to adopt the sub. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Sir, anything else that you have at this time?
Well, we got the second bill.
That's, but I mean, anything at this time that you'd want to discuss, need a favorable report. Got to vote it twice.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah. I think we're done. We got the favorable report, right, Chair?
That's correct.
Okay.
Mr. Sub. Mm-hmm. We'll call up the next bill. We got to have a favorable, yeah.
Oh, that's right, that's right. It dev to the sub, yeah.
I move favorable. Final passage.
Second, of course.
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
I still have not gotten a full explanation as to why we're not addressing sports betting and wagering as came out of the House. There's offshore companies that are betting here in Alabama at the tune of $1 billion+ a year out of our state that is leaving, and I think people know that. And if we're trying to curtail it, just like we're talking about getting rid of all these other little gaming places around the state that we see them as a problem, if we're talking about the addiction, it ain't so much of these little places. It's more of these folks who are sports wagering. Why aren't we trying to capture those dollars? I just want an explanation, and I know there have been a group of folks who have been working on it, but nobody's giving me an explanation of why we're not trying to capture those dollars. I already believe that we're leaving a whole lot of money on the table right now in the state. Why aren't we trying to capture those dollars when we know it is going on in this state on a regular basis? Can somebody explain that to me?
Yeah, ma'am, Mr. Chair.
Good, sir.
Good question, Senator. And yes, we're aware that we have sports betting throughout the state going on. We know the figures very often about how much that is. Same thing with online betting that's going on and,
Yes.
and such. Neither of those issues are being addressed in this package. And the reason for it, frankly, is because we do not have the votes to get those incorporated here. So what we have is a reduced package from what we received from the House to accommodate and to match what we can vote to get through. There's a feeling about both of those issues that have not been resolved. We've had lots of arguments and discussions about those for many, many times. But today what we have is a consensus of bills and package that we believe is a consensus and that we believe has the necessary votes to move forward.
Some of this milk ain't clean.
As we've discussed, we may have to
Like a
re-deal
bill.
with these later, but right now we're trying to get something accomplished.
I understand where you're going, Mr. Chairman. I just want an answer to that question because I know if we're talking about curbing gaming in the state, stopping expansion, at least capturing that what we can, get a hold of it, state make some money out of it, be able to fund these programs that we're leaving a lot of money on the table with sports betting. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you, Mr. Senator.
Of course, this document is very warm to my hand. until it came out the press, especially between, y'all know, I get cold out there. Y'all heard me say it. And if you think I ain't cold, let me put back my hand on your face right now. You gonna say, get it away, because it's cold. But yet I feel heat between these two. And I said it just to say that I don't know that whether these address the concern I'm gonna make, and that, so I'm not saying they do or don't, but I want to be clear to everyone that I'm concerned if this bill provides a division as it relates to Class 3. I want everybody here that I'm concerned with that. I'm not saying that you got to have it in there or not, or none of that, but I'm saying that if it's going to leave us out here in the cold, that we ain't going to get a dime for Class 3. And then the people who are governed by our federal government, if they're going to get a chance to get Class 3, then that's the end of the facilities that don't provide Class 3. A person got a chance to go there and it's 3 and it's not 3. I can't see them choosing to be in one that doesn't have everything that for those people appetites who enjoy that kind of activity. So I think that is a serious issue, you know, in regards to parity. Not regard that 3 has got to be in there. That's not what I'm saying, but it's got to be parity, and it's got to be from a legal sound mind, not an opinion of someone among us. It's got to be on solid legal grounds that if that move is made, everybody gets a chance to move that. So that's the challenge. I don't know if this deals with it or not. We can't just leave it open-ended that it could happen by haphazardness without our involvement in it, and that's to get everybody to be parity. So I do want to say that to everybody here.
Mr. Chair, may I?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Good question, Senator, and I appreciate that. First off, let me say that the issue of Class 1, 2, and 3 gaming is federal law, as we don't have any of that in this bill or in any bills, as I understand it, of the state. But I think your point is well made, that when you have the card games, the table games, and other things such as that, which is typically falling under Class 3, under this package, there is no authorization for anyone to have Class 3 gaming. For anyone, whether it be the PCI and the reservation matters at this point, or any of the others, there is no Class 3 gaming. So there is language, brief language in this, that directs and says that the governor shall negotiate for a compact, but may enter into or execute. There cannot be, even though we're passing a lottery, and I know it's been said this lots of times, that a lottery is Class 3 gaming, and that's going to allow the reservations to begin Class 3 gaming. That is not the case. This does not open up, the passage of this does not open up Class 3 gaming in Alabama, does not. And in fact, what this does is it lowers even some of the Class 2 that's ongoing in the state. So I understand what your comments are. I understand where you're coming from and your concerns. But right now, I don't think there's any opportunity for Class 3 at all anywhere in the state at this point.
Sure. I do look forward for you and I.
At least not legally.
I understand. I look forward for you and I to have further discussions in the not too distant future time.
Certainly.
And I say that because I do have, you know, you being an attorney, me being one, that mean that people not one that doesn't grasp what I'm saying. But you understand why I asked that question, because I want to be sure that we don't lose the trigger. And the trigger is out there for somebody else that can pull or not pull, and we don't have any control of whether the trigger is pulled. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a favorable report, and, excuse me, we have a motion, and let's go ahead and vote, and where we can move on to the next bill. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Bill receives a favorable report.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I stand corrected. I stand corrected, okay, when I ask this question. But did we ever adopt?
We adopted it.
Sub first?
Yes, sir, we did.
And did we turn around and vote on the sub on the second bill? Did we do both of them in the second bill?
We yes. Do the second, we fixed to do the second bill now.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yes.
ahead of the game.
Yes,
Go right
yes, sir, we fixed to do it now.
Okay.
Go ahead and call up the second bill, please.
HB 152 by Representative Blackshear.
Senator Albritton, you have the floor.
Thank you. This is the larger bill. What is it? 87 pages. This is the enactment, if you will, and the means by which the CA, which we've adopted at this point, will be implemented. And it follows the same patterns as what we've talked about. It sets up the enforcement division. It gives the gaming commission the authority to deal with the process of the taxation between that range that's established. It gives them a means to review and collect license fees, to review and shut down folks as they need to. This also gives them the opportunity to go in and pull any records they need to from the operators, and in all ways gets control of this industry. Now, I know this is 87 pages. I would suggest too that in most instances in developing this has followed a pattern for a number of years. There's not any real new language in this. It's just where those words are, right? So I would encourage y'all to take and read through this. And I see already Lawyer Bell has got his highlighter out. So I anticipate that we'll have some active discussions tonight, tomorrow, maybe tomorrow night. We'll see. But that's kind of where we are now. With that, I'd invite any questions that y'all may have on this.
Do we have any questions at this time?
I would move for adoption of the amendment, or of the substitute.
Substitute. Senator Jones seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Any other discussion at this time?
None? Let's get
We got to do a favor.
don't get rushed here.
Hang on just a minute, Senator.
I'm too close.
Ain't your first rodeo, we know.
I move for favorable report on the SB, what are we, 152?
152.
Or HB 152.
So,
Yeah. Senator Jones second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Bill receives a favorable report.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Any other discussion? Otherwise, we stand adjourned. Thank you.